Okay, so all this is talking about when we say balance is we're talking about doing something to one side of the equation and we have to do it to the other side of the equation. So for example, if I said 2x plus 1 equals 3. From this I can see 2 lots of something plus 1 gives me 3. So x here must be 1, for example. If x equals 1, then I have 2 lots of 1, which is 2, plus 1, that gives me 3. So that bit's good. If I was to add 3 to the right-hand side, for example, I would have 2 lots of x plus 1 plus 3 equals 3. Now from algebra we can see that if I combine these two bits, that gives me 1 plus 3 is 4. So I'll have 2 lots of x plus 4 equals 3. So now we're trying to think of, well, 2 lots of something plus 4 gives me 3. So that means that the x would have to be negative, and therefore it wouldn't be 1, which I've said it is here. So it doesn't make any sense. However, if I did the same thing, and I'd written 2 lots of x plus 1 plus 3, and I wrote equals 3 plus 3, you can see that I've added a plus 3 on this side, I've added a plus 3 on this side. So they virtually cancel each other out, so I'll get the same result. So I'll have 2 lots of x plus 4, but now it equals 6. So if I was to solve this, 2 lots of something plus 4 equals 6, x has to equal 1 for that to make sense, x equals 1, just as it did before. So that's all we're saying about balance. If I do something to one side, I have to do it to the other side. So if we look at an example here, let's talk about A. 3 is added to both sides of x take 3 equals 2. So if I have x take 3 equals 2, and I add 3 to both sides. So I can write it like this, little plus 3, so I know what I'm doing. And now it would be x take 3 plus 3 equals 2 plus 3. Sorry, I can't write properly today. Rub that out. Plus 3. So minus 3 plus 3 gives me 0. So I have x minus 0. That's equal to 2 plus 3 is 5. And the 0 part we don't have to write. We can just drop that out. So I get x equals 5. That's my answer. That's all they want you to do for part A. If we look at the next section where it gets a little bit trickier, so let's take a look at part 3, question 3. I've got x on 2 equals 8. So I've got x divided by 2, and that equals 8. That's what I started with. Now they say we multiply both sides by 2. So if I times 2 by both sides, on the left-hand side, I'm going to have x on 2 times 2, and that's going to equal 8 times 2. So now we're looking at fractions, and hopefully you guys can see that if I have divide by 2 and times by 2 at the same spot on the same side of the equation, they'll cancel each other out. Because I could write this as x times 1 on 2 times 2, or I could rewrite that as just x times 2 on 2, and 2 on 2 is 1, so it equals x. If it's easy for you to remember, just think about if I've got a 2 on the bottom and a 2 on the top, I can cancel the top, cancel the bottom, and all I'm left with is the x. So I have x on this side, and then it equals 8 times 2, 16. So that's all they wanted from that one.